Hello my friends. Yeah, now I'm gonna do the video I never wanted to do. I never wanted to talk about this, and now I'm doing it anyway because I promised, and I think maybe I do it also a bit for myself to kind of like loosen up more. Believe it or not, I was raised quite conservative from my great-grandmother, who was born in 1898, and from my grandmother, who was born in 1928. So yeah, they raised me with their values, and believe me, it was very different than what you see today. And yeah, so I had to grow as a writer with time. I mean, in the beginning, when I started in 2006, I just, you know, when I wrote something about a love scene and I got a bit too graphic, my lecturer said, no, you're not writing a porn here, you know, this is not a script for porn. You have to tune that down. Nobody wants to read that. So then 50 Shades of Grey came out and everything changed. And I read it and I thought it was quite good. I liked it. And I didn't think it was so bad at all to write about sex. I mean, it's part of life. Why shouldn't it be part of a story, you know? So I wrote my first sex scene and I thought I'd die. I died. I was alone in the room and my head just turned red. I mean, I could feel the blood being pumped into my cheeks. And I thought, I can't do this. It took me days to finish it. You know, if you like it or not, we are what we're raised to be. And yeah, it's quite some work to break that down and to grow. And I wanted to grow as a writer, and it was just part of new literature, you know, to write about those kind of things. And I wanted to loosen up. So I thought, you know, write stories that have erotic scenes in it. And yeah, so I did. And the question I get asked most is, are those your fantasies? Well, part of it is, you know, you can't deny that what I write is, of course, what I like most of the time. But sometimes, you know, when you have like a dominant character and I'm much more submissive, then I just have to forget Trisha completely and become that dominant person in that sex scene to make it believable. And that is very hard and it takes time. It's not always the same, you know. And sometimes I think, oh my God, you can't leave it like this. This has too much Patricia in it, or Trisha, as you know me. You have to change it. And then I do. And I overwork it. And I make sure it fits the character and the story. So, you know, not everything I write is what I want or what I like. But that's like acting, you know. You just have to step out of yourself and out of your life and make it believable for your reader and make it an adventure for your reader, so the movie theater in their head turns on and gives them a great movie, because that's what we do, you know. You write movies that just play in the head. So, yeah, I mean, and I don't only write love stories that happen in the real world, I also write fantasy stories. So, you know, if I write a sex scene between two werewolves, you know, it's much more animalistic. And I just have to rely on my fantasy, how I imagine they would do it. Which is very different than humans would do it. Or if two vampires do it, or a vampire and whatever beast, you know. So that's not always easy. And that just really relies on my fantasy, how I imagine it to be. And it's, you know, when I get asked, have you ever experienced that? I say, no, I don't know a vampire, you know, and I don't know any werewolf, so I can't. It's just in my head. And it's not a fantasy of mine. It's just part of that story that I'm writing. So, yeah, I mean, I try to make it as real as possible. I try to make it, put as much feeling in there as possible. I choose every word that I use very carefully to not make it sound like the cheapest porn you can find, so that it's an adventure, a good reading experience for my readers, and not just an erotic thing. Yeah, I think it's not the main thing of the story. The main thing is the story itself, you know, the feelings, the characters, the drama, what happens to them, how they get together, why is their life so complicated, what made them turn out this way, what problems do they have, and of course sex and erotic scenes are part of that, but it's not the main thing. And I really try to make it as real as possible, but of course you can't invent a person or a character who, how can I put this, who is too real, you know. You can't have a beer belly or something. You can't. You know, you must make him look good. That's how it works in a love story. You know, you can't have a 3-inch penis or something. It doesn't work, you know. He must be the type that the readers fall in love with. And so must be the female character. You know, they must be beautiful and attractive. Otherwise, it's not working. Not in my stories, at least. Yeah, and like I said, you have to be true to the story and not as much true to what you like as a writer. You know, in my real life, I don't like big penises. I mean, who wants to have a man with a penis like that? You know, who is built like that fits? Throw a banana into a hallway, you know. Nobody's built like that down there. So that's not fun. You want to have a man that's built normally down there. Has a normal genital, not a monster, you know. So, yeah. If you have any questions, ask them. I answer them. If you have enough questions, I make another video, I promise. Yeah, that's about it, I guess, for now. I hope I could just explain how I go about writing a sex scene, how I do it, how I try to make it as great of an experience for my readers as possible. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and visit me again. I hope you liked it. Ciao.